Yama, good afternoon. Just if I'm bring the people, and then we may walk because here I can offer to Bush and Wakasa. Now, no, me fire OSP, say OSP or as fans or Jimmy D or Gino Susuka because here I can offer is not missing, and certainly he's not missing. The Bush Yapono actual statement. OSP Nankasa, it's a surprise and say OSP Nankasa can never catch a real back and offer Yaris or Yaris. And then suddenly you can't find the man. Then suddenly we issue Interpol order on his head. I mean, here are Matiami do the can and say, which means a friend say OSP no to the beer or the fans because I did not done fans will be. But let's remember Assembia a war, but then the vetting of Supreme Court Justice and President Mahama Baye were nominated. This is one of the reasons why I did the enemy. May in fact Supreme Court and judges, any judiciary in general in your politics say dangerous. Yet to be said the Kufado judiciary, any particularly Supreme Court, why the unanimous FC, and he's then they're packing the Supreme Court. But Mahama a nominated judge is Supreme Court because say the constitution, now you to me why the leaders need be free. You can't blame the leaders for exercising a right that is for them, who's to them in the constitution. Yeah, Rollins address your constitution edition will say. President Otiapo to be nominated judges at Supreme Court. Now so nominating government is way. Says they all want the idea politics near Cafe. Supreme Court judges stand back for unanimous FC and idea will back. And these UN people, when you know the judiciary, not pay your politics, and it's sad. A chili for and then I can Agyapong and then they will see Dr. Bawumia friend. I wish you a happy birthday, Shenife. Said Kennedy Agyapong didn't birthday, not Dr. Bawumia friend. Now all men drink no man of Shapa. And so supported a way to talk about blue. Remember MPPs because then one of the people like groups they bet fire or fire MPP. They bet fire a review Supreme Court. You better fire MPP for power because 6 months paying opposition. Before starting behaving to say, as a desperation. Why? What is desperation from? Where is it from? More today. But here we are Supreme Court judges need them. So Obi Kojina baby said the MPP address on another 94 Casena or party Supreme Court. Now our daddy Supreme Court unanimous FC. In fact, I know can be. And our Chief Justice what happened. You tiny. Very unfounded. Baseless or time, and then Mahama nominated judges do money. To me, no Mahama exercise the constitution. Mahama don't know your constitution. Yet your constitution, Mahama on consultative assembly for now, your constitution. And it's a woman, president, to be nominated judges at Supreme Court. I won't change the constitution. Surprisingly, constitutional review as them Ghana for check and petty. Yeah, the anything just come here. Petrol, CD dollar near the airport. Say Israel for war now after Israel Iran for war now after the politics. There is no country that is an island. We all live in the global space. Send back to Ghana. A woman so but there will be see could the top black preparing more cookies. Cause problem. Creativity next to the problem is there. Perform or backup staff no move free New York. Man performs 1 week. Also, come with my and a problem. Say, all the people who could drop like was suspended or willing to have raw munina. You don't met with you. You're could you talk black? Nipana or more embassy or the Ghana embassy DC now, so I come on me and suspend your more investigation. Wouldn't you have time for Munina because a human just said. Confusion see what embassy to our first uncle for number say omunyina mebwane en clear back no any confusion my am o business o mo kwa yie o mo ko hwenko forward gan ane ade omunyina ye ne yan clear o mo no omunyina nkonko ye o mo demand they roku the double back no metuti they have forced all of them to resume work because the human bro also and you on tweet atemba was here to be behind politics Supreme Court judge President Mama was right to be also nominate you o mo no moko and you to me, and no church constitution set it in Famano. It did if he exercises out to me, and your by force be nominated, but on nominate on your body. He has a right to decide. If you're showing that to know, you said, Dad, they drew the social also Supreme Court. And let us know here, say that is where I am here better. We have a history, that is when we know. Your history was done how your policies that is free or movie much. We have a history. Then I'm not saying I would be at the moment kind history, because there's the interest I in history. If it's one senior part of your yet, it is elective history. Yet, that is Kokuomo. That is why it's very important. You always at election petition. I took Obama, the snap people for support SB, and I took Obama for this guy, and I took Obama. Then, drag this no Supreme Court. Their job is to interpret the law. Or interpreting on Tiasia, how to go for review. On Tiasia, you just keep it, shut up. You just shut up. But under no circumstance would it be okay. See, it was like that is so that's to go back time. And indeed, that is not a matter yet. And you didn't go for because too many idea. You have free one of my back. And this is also election petition for the woman you see. Just Georgina Wood. So, and you have better Mona, you are threatening just Georgina Wood. And we threatening just Georgina Wood. You have changed for I do a Mukotuno, but the man I buy you or me. This kind of politics is not good. It is that is where you let it be a clean slate in the starting. More Bianco Bomudi, they are doing their work. Ufo said judge the aya there, Wama judgment on Tiasia. Go into the law. Judge some fact a court of public opinion they decide you. Or the law in the year, don't tell or Nasia go and ask Parliament, let Parliament change it. And get that now we copy dinner. And get that no and I'm a couple to attend. There should be under no circumstance should any judge be the subject. You ever say dinner time because of your history. You want now. Here are your market. Any the family meaning say Parliament vetting committee. No, what done avenue for showdown. I done boxing arena. I done maybe a campaign platform. I done a rally ground. Say vetting committee. No, I done a rally ground. I want to be a vet. Say yeah, a day 4. The family professor just a day 4. I want a fellow market super just for a minority leader. This is unnecessary. And that's not my team, person more day or more. A fellow market here international, the family call you know yesterday or I want the family person say. Meanwhile, chairman of the appointment committee will say yes, the family call you who interjected with the TV or their code, Kawanutuna, a minority leader, and Yeneduma. Or say, I will not accept it. What is all this? And member moving to mean control. Your emotions show, even in the presence of a Supreme Court judge. How more? Yeah, this is just not. I mean, we should yet. Oma for the Wabontin. I agree with that in the Avenue Market. I say, Oma for the Wabontin. Yes, be a fool. Politics, ya kono. Parliamentary democracy, ya kono. And the most having to come back from say, and I'm a boy here. We should not go back to that point. Under no circumstances will we go back to that point. Yeah, because they say they now contact the health minister and woman negotiating my next name resume, so that's a good job. But it's all avoidable. Collect the craft from where and then I'm managing catch the story. You see, and Kabrocha, they will sue a honorable conduct for wrongful death, sue hospital, no, sue the nurses on duty. Now they are account wrongful death. Because all this nurses strike going in was avoidable. For them, and sometimes they do maybe a pride. Say, look, if you know the airport, me and journalists will be sad. Me and journalists will be the one gym. No, mom. That's the thing, yeah, they can go to hell. But we see that when you do that, nurses, you are threatening nurses that almost strike and they can go to hell. Do you know the repercussions of nurses going on strike? Someone maintaining striking for a month or 2 months. What are the journalists? Maybe I will be now, Polano or Tear Brass now. Pray, oh, you didn't go hospital, move to hospital. You say, what should BC do people say we are Polana? Not journalists who ought to know better. These are public servants. So, who can be or demanding that. All government has to do is to negotiate. To threaten the nurses and to insult the nurses and to attack the nurses. If you don't bring your room, malaria, I think you press the cholera season. Senka minister any or money negotiate. Wow, what's it? And I am okay. Can be a moped. You can't hear a candle tea and then the nurses strike the apple. Okay, tinting to the minister go only be do a tiny bungalow. Bibianco, but you're sitting chair over her no mum. No, a papa, So what you're very careful. And I'm disappointed in the journalists who joined this in the way. Who joined this in the trying to create a problem. Trying to create problem. And so that we can let people know exactly what is going on here. Good evening, Joseph Leonard. So say what joining here only first person joining. Thank you so much. Mauli Anate. But I mean it's fair. This is freedom of speech there. As long as you do, I mean you can send your message. Piagasi good evening. Piagasi good evening. And then we'll go into MPP. We'll go into NDC. But MPP for na time na make cafe. Here at Bawumia, friend Canadian Agyapong is beautiful. Supporters Musia within film. Now Munjai say you are setting up Bawumia, and in any case, MPP for na so. Remember, Professor Dubi because it's somebody has to talk some sense into MPP. Somebody has to talk some sense into MPP because what was Professor Makoko and they're more and all time. So they don't want to get involved because I mean, regional chairman I could be a YouTube video audio. Now, Canadian Agyapong supporters why are you people doing this yourselves? Why are you people doing this yourself? MPP, a party, I must say, for party, 6 months to power the opposition. I say, probably react. This is the time, okay, healing time. Healing time. Nobody should even be campaigning because when Samira Bawumia to video, Bawumia deserve. This is not the time, Samira. This is not the time. Not here about the chapel because you're interested in going for 2020. This is not you people. When you have to be in the back, more better when you know I'm wanting inside because I feel more change constitution. I feel I want some constituency level, regional level. This is more when you now are more people want to man working. What can NDC any problem? Now, honorable swagger. Honorable swagger. What's the NDC problem? Or more success is NDC begu. The problem I could be a deal NDC more quite before when a man who book it. Mutinya goes a Libya American. Now, Canada Agyapong come and point, you know, to be a man. Everybody should calm down. Now organize them or party and now here healing. You need to heal. You need to recover from the broken heart of losing the election and losing it massively to NDC. The now party chairman to me cut YouTube video not too many way. FPP. I was some copper and Foco. I didn't come or some copper mocho. Because if you can look on. Party chairman, more civil unity for 2028. That party chairman could be a YouTube. No, be a young party. No way, swap or so. No way, support it. 2028, we never forget it. And this year mistake crimes, there was some forgetting because it's notable as I cannot say. MPP is going through a lot. Yes, they are going through a lot. I say broken heart. They are really going through a lot. Then somebody needs to call somebody needs to call him to order. Somebody needs to call Obia Canadian Agyapong, Bawumia or Samiro. Or somebody needs to call all of them to order. Oh, this is sad. More Gumu party though. 2028 because I don't want Gumu party. This is just that. This is just that. This is just that. To see someone Kasamu Yabu party. But a quick one, I mean, call a year friend say a prop one. Eva can for yat and a bush for letter Amudia Benny. Almost a papana said you 4 hours. And you won't say OSB when you. I mean, sometimes I didn't go on money after you. Or they said, Matiami do better. I asked a brown boast media OSB or so. Papa, one, how can say, can you yat your cancer? A breach of confidentiality. Well, that's a no because we are a doctor. But the doctor can write a doctor and no work confidentiality. So he's not supposed to disclose to a third party. But we want for legal reasons to catch you are not the one to come and announce it. But we announce it. I will declare Papa no want it. She said again I can say Papa na said 4 hours surgery. She say Mukofane free surgery room. I mean. Yeah, maybe one man. Politics blind here, I don't know. See the American say, oh, it's super say. or ye be na NDC for who say yeah MPP for na appointed into a bar. You don't need to do that. You don't need to show NBC for say we will believe in you. We believe in you. You're a solid guy. You can do the work. So don't play to the gallery. What you say? Don't play to their gallery. Say umbe say who ye bibi. 74 honorable Kennedy Agyapong happy birthday. 74 catch them. Now also who say the supporters also wishing a happy birthday. Kwesi was so say if you are watching from Sydney, I couldn't believe some journalists from your station were lambasting nurses, suggesting nurses should be stunned and recruit new nurses. Well, almost to me sacking nurses anyway. Journalists want no more kasapa because you see, there are rules of engagement. Yeah, terms and conditions all different. When breaching and not for sacking for the way. No breaching, how can you sack them? From breaching, how can you sack them? You know, you can't sack anybody. In any case, Ghana is a third world country. The ratio of patients Ghana afford to nurses to Kaisa now for sack you because I can. When I got sacking here, baby, of the Pakudu. And the problem a Afaba.
If you are also Bokode,
Adumara. Me person me bought Samira video nature because that's also one of the issues you be discussed. So Bawumia here second chance. Then me move video now and say, hey, now who baby I must start it. I mean just say, maybe before my more say, hey, just say I don't to bring natural more. Say I working hard of losing election so. Say so okay my video. Just I can't even believe that. Why are you 6 months to play in opposition? You started talking about it. Bawumia deserves a second chance. Amendment, constitutional amendment, no premier. Who so can and Bawumia? What do you think? Maybe that's a wrong timing.
Medasi, wrong timing. There is nothing like right time for anybody. Oh yeah. In politics, there's nothing like right time. Oh, say. The cause of MPP is because of leadership vacuum.
Okay.
It is a me
leadership vacuum. So only leaders are now.
There are leaders, but are they effective? You see, which leadership? You see, there's nothing like a good leader or a bad leader, but we have effective leaders. Leaders now also say, if they are effective, effective until they can bite. Because after the elections, there was a whole lot of course. They should all be fired. They should all be gone. I mean, some more. Your friend say, what you kind of say? If they are reasonable people, they should know this is a colossal defeat. It doesn't warrant them to stay in office, even though the people elected them there. It's a defeat with you. And also, per interim. Your friend say, executives be holding the fort because good party they stood unconcerned and allowed your friend say a campaign of course and then end up where they are now. During the campaign, you realize a lot of the executives were for a particular candidate. A lot of the regional chairmen, national executives were following a certain particular candidate, even to the primaries. After our primaries, it was difficult for them to bring the other sides to the fold. Because right from day one, who the particular candidate you lose lose where we are. Now you want me to come and smoke the peace pipe. And yeduma. So after your position here we also dynamics now a plane. Me interested in somebody who is running. Na say me the bomb the trouble thing. Na leaders and me question me. What would I do? I'll continue to exploit the vacuum. Inti no na Samira so yi. So what I say? Inti I don't blame Samira. Me no ankamaye. And I'm sure say Brian and Crawford Ken and Crawford also obi bi. So it is up, but the leaders have been compromised. They've been compromised in the sense that they are still re-election, right? Dr. Bawumia is no longer the
candidate. He's not there yet.
But you see how MPs, how the national executives are flocking. Maybe people could be what does it tell the other candidates? what does it tell? What does it tell them?
Okay.
Say mumu di nechi dia ene ye betra park nechi ne hia totobo. You cannot tell us to stop. Say muka se nya idea ene musu nya nechi dia. Na as leaders you should function as leaders. Na munyai said the baby no could be na mu di nechi because I can tell you say half of
you see almost executive leaders now when people know they say they are almost useless or like
they are just there. They are not effective. They are just there because I said I know and dynamic back so say this is the first time a non-founding member was elected as a flag bearer.
Yeah, same way what can that?
Yes, and that is see, political scientists should be political science students. They should be learning and start writing a book about MPP and its evolution. MPP is going through an evolution. So this is the timer. We have non-founding members being national executives, non-founding member being a flag bearer. Before no, now you had Harun Sekunum, Darotanum, J. Kufonum. So they were all founding members. And they had named, they were the people that founded the party and they struggled through all phases. And their names were there, people respected them, and they also diligent themselves.
Okay.
This is the only time you have non-founding members, LED party.
That's a good thing and a bad thing.
It's neither an evolution, a signs of the time. Because managing NDC for managing they have people, they were not founders, they said found at the Rollins. Asedu Ketia was there in his formative years. You can say these are all people who have been there in the they were there in the formative years. So who young guy be a 1995 put me mama yes general secretary now they will silence you. That is the evolution.
There was some control.
Yes. But every before, someone will say, Bawumia is not a founding member. On the they say, your friend say, you move grab a woman as I got no, or lemon. What you say? This is 2008. And his gravitas as powerful as you have on the other side. And when the evolution now, MPP they go through. Now, the evolution way, and this will also go through the same thing in the next 10 or 20 years. They will. It is almost smarter. They should be taking a cue from the MPP you go through, put measures in place so that they don't go through what they are going through. Because what MPP is going through is very, very bad.
Okay. Prof, because what I'm seeing, the executives need to be here too. YouTube, it's all messed up. Said you can't. But one more Canadian Japan. Good evening.
Good evening, Afia.
But what to say?
Damiadum, or I won't swear.
I don't know if you say, and then the world Canadian Japan better than the one. So what I'm going now.
And then, if you have me feeling my queen.
I don't know about your friend. Because we don't about your friend.
If you are meant to make confirm me now, I answer me to quite briefly.
Okay.
Yeah. But I know one because the birthday be about my friend, especially radio. So even on my nephew, our friend, I wish him happy. But even when I near contest in the plan, I will not be surprised if the key thing is leaders in me and video and your momentum. Maybe any momentum.
No years, you had to second day Japan so to be a man in Bawumia. Because I said penny party. They say as a moon in a way, too many way. I don't know, say election no broken heart, but who said Canadian Japan cannot be at about me. I say, I cannot be at you.
Minty Bibiasa and the Bibiasa. They begin to say Canadian Japan. Story be out, and now Abakasi be about Maya, the Bawumia film, I can't get the count. So, I've some now kind of the nano and no previous year. Name mum, ye see so a one can, and I may be kind. Tis other way, and on the beefy say, Bia, I don't answer penny, Bawumia Casan will just be brown at the jaw, no better. But history, the intimate distorted. Oh, Chabakasama, share no say you see pepe. Je kan Japan ye wo man ko ni ano. Je Dr. Bawumia je free na se and no de beka ho say eye no kre de wo kan na mom de wura fi ye nso ne say we esi edubwa ye so de for this. That is all. But nipa bi omo de chinchina achinde omo fi se omo pe na party no ya mpe bi no omo no fi se second Japan ko akasa dia sebi eye bone na emum obia akasa dia eye obi di kan Japan chi no akasa dia eye bone obi di Bawumia chi no akasa dia yam fan the gospel truth and no
they say party pony be push mo say mo am work Canada Japan say ni Canada Japan mam akasa dia pushing him not to speak.
The issue is that say uka say yan 2 year and yema ne bi or a brandson for yema bi. That's at the same time then so mo amasa na mo chire esa ye yema mo ka che bi so mo anya na u pushi ebi mo efia obia ni say I've been speaking for Canada since when. But what Manoka Simejna baby Casacra Dr. Bawumia Dr. Bawumia. What is a Chasamuda lawyer with baby Bina no Akasetia Bawumia? Would you share all the spokesperson for Kennedy Japan? Your party Omo supporters from different, but I'm talking about Omo Kasamana Nipa with Okasa say or Ben Kennedy Japan or Kasa. Why not so been and permanent at Bawumia? Because you're respecting where your party you yin bedi and you supporting. But say you keep all these not saying ye win to the point to cross a party penny for a some microphone, put some microphone him as already Kennedy Japan. The Omokasabo Dio attempt dear a cancer in him. The whole party and say, yeah, you deacon it.
But me who be out to cap when say abronya dey no, but abronya dey no so the argument that mo na mo ko kan no and no so ati change.
If you when ko kan abronya obi akọ kan abronya
also one boss Canada Japan e na prof kan ho asem no
enya no ye nyina ye nim say ye ko thank you to and ye the microphone abronya so kasa the way abronya kasa the whole Ghana obi won say abronya say you kasa there, this is not the platform also be kasa answer. And one of Nana Canada Japan, I responded to some now kind. The bonny way any day. Let me make us say, Nipa be fee say, you want the right to talk. But Canada, your Casadia only right to talk. We are the principle of fairness and Yajuma. Yen in Ghana said, say, you will be an annual dinner, and no, I saw say MPP party. See, Jack and Japan that time, MPP Trabia, then you didn't it. But we can do things. And the MPP ever for maybe if you are Macasa, which MPP says here, will be anywhere where you invested so much for Ghana, MPP paying 4% be any. We invested so much for Ghana, our best person can MPP are mine also and new money in the name of invest. Never put we can Japan if you are MPP. And you can Japan per se investment away in Ghana and MPP are buying it to the BR. Open.
But you see, well, I don't know, Prof. I don't know, but because of what I said, some of the utterances in the past, no, I can't before there are some words that I can't even repeat. But he said he's a different person because he's in a different position now.
Exactly.
The woman. Exactly. But some more party constitution. More MPP party will be our original executive to say, you're betting me out here. Studio or no independent not to do that there, sir.
This is a very respected platform. And to make us say, I am very measured. Because the Bay and say, within a platform, every social media say, Bafo Japan, Pabetina, if you could program. So, and I may can send me an answer, and I'll be very measured. I will say my address issue.
I appreciate that.
But you see what is happening in MPP now? See, remember the issue of Abronya. Abronya is not just an MPP member. Abronya is NPP regional chairman. Or constituencies Eshena Sia on Omoye Ejuma region. For me, this is the first time in the history of NPP. I am regional chairman. I will team This is the first time I'm regional chairman of NPP or sorry, but now radio so TV so a candidate. This is the first time I'm regional chairman or no say ebia media houses be a so principle in the moment of time and may yen more person way. It you are TV.
Oh, so that's the reason behind that.
Oh, yeah. And there's over YouTuber can on your microphone camera so online broadcast. I know there a new big platform.
What we do phone Friday.
And that is what exactly he is doing. Because or call Peace FM or call Joy FM or call he will not get that opportunity to say name any beer. No, because some microphone no one or teenage them na podium. Na said or can some answer matter. Why never catch us some who can be the panini, it mean my own car, also castle, also the panbina.
I tell you, Nana Prophet can prophet yet Nana Okase. There should be elders for party. But when on one so you're elder.
You can be the judge and also be participating in Adiana. You are regional, and I'm the first time in the history of MPP. The regional chairman said maybe a TV channel and maybe so. Now channel now maybe maybe party na jumo na mde be best say obi. A regional chairman. Now regional party executive no makana omudi nipa na also say na chi. No better no my adwuma or regional. So as a regional chairman who take such a decision, I said, "On really, and swear the bag on a regional team now no be adwuma na." Then what sort of a regional chairman you I have? Then abroad the chairman would do any day. Bono. Sorry, thank you for the correction. Then that's our chairman any day away. Chairman who was sorry say would be a TV be attack a presidential candidate. Aspiring presidential candidate.
I think all other things also come. So it's not just maybe I can't pass them now.
What can say or not the can what he has said it. What
it we have sure said national executive for him say will be bisa.
This is where
about party constitution whether constitution ma find to obey me is hard.
If you are even by a constitution, the many prof you are doing this or can be about the leadership of the party being in crisis in a way. When you see the word crisis, but from what you were saying, the person change the MPP, there was situation here, leadership, no say yeah, all because year 2023 primary square directive by saying no party leader should come out to support you. But then you hear, but a boss and party in front of me from ANC from say, the more and your business, your best sanction, it's a jeans and no lady did baby. It's a boy if he say as a regional chairman, you have the right to say, may you do. If I say you are not a regional chairman or support the Agyapong, no, so I could cameras in so I saw my microphone, no, so cassette here. I didn't hear your party.
Yeah, well, I apparently no, yes, most money probably also been found, also here beside. I don't apparently both sides.
Oh, Ghana, you follow Ghana politics in the apostle. Emra yeko 2023 presidential primaries. Oti Owusu Bempano so support Kennedy Agyapong.
David.
Nowhere no be artist Owusu Bempano support Kennedy Agyapong. In fact, he was the deputy communications director. He never spoke crime to be or support Kennedy Agyapong. Am I here a deacon for Chino? Then say maybe go for Owusu Bempano. Sir, if you claim say Opekana Sem, when can I hear Jumagana gas or Bambo relations bar? Send him back out. Chairman Sabon's more leaders more.
Now so decline stand.
Why don't you also come out? But Omunina out. They stayed quiet. Say now I open field no. Stikafi say your best support him. Also the best your best support him. But I am not sure say Uncle from will be a being and more accurate here Dr. No. The more kind the Agyapong betting ya abeye. Why are you feel say 2028 will be a Canadian in Yaken? And to Oba, Bekandia who feel said Tia in Bawumia. That's also your original chairman now Mekadi India ever Bawumianko, name of Bientia, Canadian Agyapong, and Sem Fata. Then party being 40, no more has such a regional chairman to do their own year. And a better for me if you party before the catches so by the way and the for chairmanship network. Then you use what than a party floor member. And away the OE, but you cannot be holding such a key position as a regional head of the party. Obian to me, be Obono region without a Bronian's approval because on will leading party in the constitution. He is the leader of the party in the region, and the leader of the party in the region. As sorry, say, media way na mepe. Wow, when the menya jubia Sabio found some na party for national team. Yes,
okay. But some people say what that can a bit to resolve this by calling a brother. But prof, wait, I got you make of say because they all you underestimated the problem. Look at the part more can just and then they go home. Because for a brother to go to this extent, they just we are for what try inside and ye.
If you are okay, bisa, the question be say, party constitution does it allow a chairman to? I think that it begs the issue. I want to say the Constitution of Ghana allows for freedom of expression. I don't think that any constitution, any political party constitution will ban say no being on TV so and I'm being so YouTube and I'm being so because of that, there's
it can limit the boundaries.
I don't think that it will. That will be gagging. I don't think that it will limit. That will be gagging. But
we can be engineering to support candidates. I know our constitution when they are aware of our constitution. That would be gagging, but it has to go and they say, yeah, true, but there are many candidates, so don't stick your head out so supportive.
If you are an OP campaign, and to be undeclared or standing.
But I'm saying, generally, in their constitution, say more a party executive so support openly. Candidates.
But say, and I'm going to say, you open. Bawumia can stop contesting, and I can't stop contesting. We are all just as we are just assuming say they will be contesting, right? It's officially OBMB and Abronia has every right to do what he's doing. However,
but the point more can say where it is perceived that one particular person is being the subject of the conversation.
However, and Penifona AD had an anymore. And almost said, "Yo, your friend is you can say, Encophobia, hopes in a doyemone, Wabenum, Ekudi, a yechi, Alanchamati, right? Ama Alanchamati, what movement to one, because what political party? What movement? They were all suspended. And as far as I know, movement here is a movement. You could be preoccupied those days near student journalists. It's a movement, right? Yeah, free school. It's a movement because the Constitution grants freedom of association. Now, if Alan Martin has said, I am forming a political party, and I'm told then there's every right. But also a movement, and no suspend the money, not ban the money, and yes, suspension, you may differ every party.
Wow.
Right? Yes, you may differ party. Hopes you any party no view. And to Frank Agyapong, no many party no view. They were mentioned. Now hereby you have a regional chairman. Regional chairman. The assumption is every regional chairman can be a party chairman in the national. So, or no, yes, yeah. Say if there is no leadership crisis, if there is no vacuum, why would you sit down unconcerned? Because to see as a central regional chairman, now what right would you have to call him to order or head? What right do you have to call him? Now, they
say Canadian Agyapong central regional chairman.
Exactly.
That's the way you happen.
They say now you are operating in anarchy and chaos. Even now they are. So in America say there is a leadership vacuum, but see beyond that, the academic aspect in power because this is an evolution of a political party, right? I would say political scientists, students, and be from say any packet will be a political party. A chileno. Na be o mamunu nyina dia so na abaya mamunu nyina dia no mienu ati he ene we wouldn't want MPP to collapse, no, and we wouldn't want NDC to collapse, no. Your person nyina function and no and the democracy na dey It's now be a Timikabi. I never knew me better now. You can be. Some days back. Not me no me no better now. I can hear because now we didn't have that avenue. It is true democracy and the pluralism of radio station. Me no can be. What you say? Kwame Nkrumah so yebi. Person yebi. One party state. Na person ka CPP nko a one man no. Ntino, I was see a bibi ni ho se da bi. MPP for you are not doing just for MPP. Mo ya mama mu ni nyina ntino mo twasa no. Mo hwe na mo control niema. Said e be ya, mo betimi a reorganize mo. Na maba as a formidable group na maba be contest. But if you allow sa niema we ekoso ya very soon we go say na aye chaotic.
Yeah.
The kakura mo de be e friend say kura no. Congress kura mo nyebi. But I don't blame Aponye. I don't blame. Yet say deep policy says she say he's being funded, he's being pushed. Some people are behind him doing all those things. At the end of the judgments at time. So we did said there's some political machinations in the course. So me advise Ken. I would advise Ken to do the same thing. Yes. Oh yes, if I was advising, and this is a advice. If you are so and since could be days near the students near the same thing. Meaning Ken has the avenue to also create 1,000 YouTubes. What I say now also strip it and bring chaos to the leaders. No more say. Sebi and some phone amoti hodi na muntimin calling people to order na mo yem penifo na enye sem penifo a your friend say ye obi na appointee mu the party elected you and you have the mandate of MPP domino more mandate
into Canada in order to rip the leaders into line no or not someone about the same thing no find boot for boot
na if ya ye betina akra na ye kasapra ye betina na ye kasapra wa onimu nkofo omo to data man nkofo medi emu medi ai betina ha na ye kasapra na e betimi gina kasa na professor Bonya na he na abon ne ade ye yenim nkofo a shechire bi no mi know them yenim sa nkofo ye shechire ye sa na nyina enti why if Ken you see and also because ye nyam nie officially say obia ML pin for your friend say enco test me boa but see in the other camp, Bawumia's camp, is campaign.
That's it, Bawumia. I've seen videos from Dr. Brian Agyapong camp, and also unity. So,
I said, Brian Diano, saddle. Brian Diano is not, and Brian, so need you be at him, and he's not calling anybody to question. He's talking about himself. Yeah, he's projecting himself, which may, but to go openly near Bonya, so, and I make us say, to them, no, me who says Odi Bawumia chia. Bawumia, Samira saw the issue video, me boy.
Even from my memory, do you suspect Abronya there is coming from Bawumia?
They say to them, we are in full campaign mood. To them, until the leadership says, enough. That's it. We put a stop to it. Someone yes idea. Ken has every right to also do it because him say there be a penny phone. The be also afraid. Bawumia afraid Ken. What you say? Yeah, penny for she be share near hug, yeah, fist bump. But him say and for church, yeah, the issue put to pious animal. We know that. It is a Ken so yeah. I don't think that's wrong. He should also be doing that until he is able to whip the executives in line. Like I said, they are costing you too much. But maybe who say a very inexperienced leaders who are leading the party. Who say may start in Mibubo Dimbi Trail, JB Darocha.
Yes.
JH Mensa. Your friend is also a free also Agyapong. These were people, they were founding fathers. Okay, they founded the party. And they have gravitas. So, and this is the first time a non-founding member was elected as a flag bearer. And again, national executives are the same thing. So they don't know a whole lot. There is evolution. So, Ama aka empanimfo na ho san komoka. He said Hackmantias. He's an elder. Why is he not talking? He's an elder. Why is he not talking? Professor Kwe, he's an elder. Founding fathers. Why aren't they talking? Why? Because before they compromised themselves through President Akufo-Addo. They compromised themselves, so they have lost that gravitas that they had. And people don't regard anything they say anymore. That's what it is, because during those days, who are you? Say Ubebe radio station, Jake Befrel, Jake Mesa Befrel, JB Darocha Befrel, Hamre Sekum Befrel, and they will sit you down. Mekai, your friend say, we were in Tolon, and now it should be by me and me, Jake. That time a young guy, student general, say, I did this with the political party, my name said, and I do 2 a.m. near now. If I say, Jake, sorry, giddy, on it, national executives for Accra. Nobody should go to any radio station, nobody should issue a statement. We are going to issue a statement from Tolon. Jake,
so he was able to shut it down, even from all the way from Tolon.
Jake was the campaign manager for J. Akufo.
I remember.
Jake was Okache national executives from party chairman all the way down. Nobody should go to any radio station until he.
By extension, the Opaches and national executives were here.
No, they have lost the gravity.
90.
They have lost it. Because if Jake, as a campaign manager for that campaign at the time, could tell national, and I do 2 a.m. Jake hotel. Sorry, giddy. Anna, Kufoba and say, I didn't say. Remember, finish, there was something, and on air. That time it was only Joy FM and GBC radio. They want to go on air. They want to go, and I said, Jake Kachem said, nobody should go on air. Everybody should wait until the campaign issues a statement. And based on the campaign, Jake, he was an advertising guy. He was going to issue talking points to anybody that the party elects to go and speak, and they should speak on those talking points. From Tolon.
The question is, near Akodia, general secretary, says here, and I say chairman. Oh, issue segments are wood.
Now, near was MP for backup primaries. So, okay, yeah. Stephen Kodria, but now radio station, Supra said, as executives, nobody should be campaigning for anybody. Or can Ofori now want to me, baby, even the day of voting, you are not going to me, corralled almost about 10 regional chairmen to vote for. You saw it, it was there. So that should tell you his gravitas, that should tell you his weight. What you are saying? Yes, your chief party member, Ashif. Now, and before, general secretary should stand. These are the general secretaries here. Agyapong, you can't. Your friend say, "Why would you your friend say, you know, Dambuti." They had gravitas. What you say? But this is the time where we don't have such. And
then people collapse in an airport because the way you are describing it, there is that bad.
A evolution. It's going through evolution. It's going through evolution. And
okay. Samira video. Do you think secondly Agyapong maybe can take the leadership and resolve this? I don't know. I'm going to I'm friend who say must be no go too far. Rami and Tinasini and can't. Oh, to me, yes, sir.
If you when say Kennedy Agyapong say one new issue. One no Kasawia a bufoba at the Echian Kennedy Agyapong and not to say. That is Ken. Where can idea Ken and Fadia in Shin or addressing we are is gone. Remember, let's move on. Abronya a barco or even there is see what thank you to us in the plan. And Ken made peace in the way we are. After when I agree anymore, and I say, you will answer such to no sako to boom, but the team Yene Uma Kasa Prof was giving the worst case scenario said, and yes, fire. But Yakasa yes, at this time and moment, on modern, not only streaming. And man, not any because sometimes in some of you say, can the Japan weakness, and they say, provoking over by Kasa and Bufuno Kasa, or go overboard. Eti di omo ye nyina ne say yen yewi.
The target is to provoke and say no one tonight.
I can tell you confidently say obi to say wuntumi, obi to say abronye. These were people who were courting Kennedy Agyapong to contest Bawumia in the 2024 primaries. Until say President Akufo-Addo's involvement came, I say I feel a repeat. Yes, we said the only one over kind, what's someone who let's go in peace and support Bawumia. Let's be one. Kennedy Agyapong still did not hold that against them. Say, oh, me no wanna share a say, but later no, most time what is happening. So let's move on for the unity that we are all calling for in the party. But baby, what you are concerned, we have many who say. Say before no yanya no more na empenya no but ade ba kwa na Ghana for we fini say MPP for especially when we Bawumia echi ye lose election no say ti we wuntumi TV kasa say Kennedy Agyapong numu nsam and ma ye lose election
Matisa ase no so
what but the omu we fini say ye wie ye na nso no the National Youth Organizer Continental TV and radio say. And some na Kennedy Agyapong can ye about 2024 election or not na penyi bi aka answer match and before Yebeko primaries. Na akumia aba beka say before March 2024 na you say John Mahama win election. Enti the Kennedy Agyapong can say ye decisions ni bia ye lose election. Enti na face is Nintro no any the way. But nipa guy you imagine say omo accepted the work because yam pese obeba be di party ne. It is ya lusu a yam fan shake na Japan ni Akufo-Addo na ama Bawumia we. Kennedy Agyapong no nsem na ama ya. And that is the tangent that Bawumia na cheated for omo ecosystem. For example, what is abronye bi na no tim kasa no Akufo-Addo kra won sre na de da. Omu se obia de won se obia de da. If ya say because I make a witness to a bronye Kennedy Agyapong will be I did my bronya, you will be shocked. Later, look and say, can't quite a yampa, a man ball, a man in the dean, so my pretty dancer said, Kennedy Agyapong manica. Monroe dancer, figure dancer, Kennedy Agyapong manica. It's not the enemy says, I all can't say, said we are under the influence of BB. And I said, and we are no asabe correctina can pray. Because what because Ghana for you now say, when Jefida, I feel quite the part of one said, can scandal. But we have receipt, we have invoice, we have payment receipt. Now, me, I'm a count with the hobby, and you can't trouble your account to man. That was one GBF for Kennedy Agyapong and drop. So, maybe problem is, I don't know who can drop, and there are 2 people now who need to somehow can I press.
But my people some say when you go Chief Justice there, but remember Samira the any point say at any point Momo can one catch national executives that say baby are there no code I can see but we are taking it too far. Have you reported before? Because my remember what as a member
10 chance Dr. Bawumia deserves another chance to lead the new patriotic party. Now on also near Dana Kumaso on to minye. We have learned, we have grown, we know the way forward. Na sebi, uwa wukom, uye addition, de bia ube soreno, ube suyan bibi. Se ye nyina ye suyan, ni se ye, yankopon dom ye ya. Ni se ye, ede igwa Ghana fo. Dr. Bawumia se waye krado, na ni se oye, Emma Ghana ma biano. Ono bejina ne nan so na waye e de amaga na ma ne so oyema emebno obejina ne nan so aya ama mebno ne so oyema panyin abofra obibiara owogana obejina ne nan so na waye ama na semba ko na mewoka to me ensesanipa to me edanipa suban edi sarauta be sake mutun sarauta na nuna halin mutum su baya wani femuno to me edanet To me, Emma Young says fine.
Well, mommy, fancy I'm say I like the fact so Ogumaya feeling because I'm just saying we make I want them say oh power, oh yeah, fine girl, they do campaign and now yeah, I advise them say look, you have to one of the mistakes I think will be this about me, because you know sorry them no alcohol, all those things. Says Samira so much here, they need to make sure those are some of the mistakes that they did. Okay, the way the election dynamics is now. Remember on this video, while they are campaigning now, when you make a comment like Bawumia deserves a second chance, who campaigning or not? But Mami Musa apart was say, more reaching out to national executive so more report more officially say another member of the executive, regional executive is doing this. Mujini say it can affect the unity of the party. The poor fight the mono. Mama reported.
Say enipa na de na wo no o ye no undercover na abeka say ye kwa kodege na dey akose evidence ni. But this is what the person is doing this in the full glare of all Ghanaians, including national leadership. Like Prof said, say can Agyapong team so book report abonya ye ko report no say ye ko contest team wo say and I said there's no contest yet. Ye open BBR. But the party can rather say, and many be air cost. My minister address for an example. When Addressafo started to sing, when she started to talk, at the end of Kobia, any party leadership here.
I'm going
to Addressafo say, Maninka said, you might not put discipline committee because the utterances need be a say party. Now, someone Addressafo can be a boy, can gain a say party. I know the more claim so one thing.
You have a point too.
But Samira Bawumia can say, "What do you have here? Meeting na messy. Was it 2 means Saniba? Name 2 me a die in the question. If Dr. Bawumia lost this election, we are not going to choose some of the votes need be at the latter part before December 7th. Samira. And the man in the election, right?
Samira, the man.
Oh, of course, no man in the election. And now, Revi.
Oh, yeah, then.
Now, my typical example. The year 2016 election, I course. Samira Bawumia, Nini Kumu, Dr. Bawumia, no medium PPH. But Samira Bawumia, Nimia, Ramadan, no DNDCH. Adenta, Enuma. Na Samira Bawumia ne papa ene ni nua Abu Ramadan no mu di PNCH PNC ekunim dia ni ba wie ye no ya na ne edi party echi aso party ye hu se deserve of position but Samira no nya tumi no ena ono so da na di no posisa ne papa ne nua no ma ne ku ene sa position no I mean weak
ani nyane ni ku me kan ni nua no nya position
of any position. Abu Ramadan, the Deputy National NADMO Coordinator, the whole Ghana. Ne papa is an ambassadorial position. Now, few weeks to election. Na NPP party financier, what party now? So what say? Mobusu and then a manso report. It's in it that we see baku edu. Under the cover of the why you night Joseph why master machines military no one not could do me that weeks to election. NPP me I will be Canadian Agyapong. This is Samira Bawumia and Nabusia Omo SBT Omo Subai to me bedi Omo. Now Obi Busa question be if you Samira Bawumia may be an anon country a Denta constituency. Baby, you could say or campaign some moment to Abama in Ramadan, no moment to Abama Kosiaman. Omama boss audio in trade in IT. I will catch a danta phone in our say, Nimia Ramadan, the NDC, moment to Abama, name of Makosia Menu MVP, moment to Abama Kosia.
One year campaign, the hour.
Fear. Oh, but now for 2 million. Meanwhile, I see a petunia MPs. And now we join the best show, be so be now out to election. Now your actions are only with family, Obusia, a year the woman. How we lost our dental seat, we roll our play, I mean the woman. na NDC opposition. So are we saying, sir, Ramadan, you know, NDC the support to Ramadan with Sika? As I'm not Bawumia, me do Ramadan, nene papa, Oman MPP so many Ankoma Ramadan. Yeah, sometimes we hold yourself back because if we want to speak, and then many be a becano MPP for any beer, Dr. Bawumia, the Samuel and the Bushra, one way, ballot to comedy Masuku. Because I never went up for so MPP, the one bang. Now, when we are done, one just open our mouth now. And now Tibons who go to the now, if you say, many MPP here, now some paper panel Tibos, so I must react to Obama, Bawumia said, Moment transnational assassin, young can you, a moment Jimmy Papa dying, and then assassin. You're very objective of near many be a say your fan say, yeah, my emotions are a dear anima. The way I need my bebano, I never. But my main can't say, in life, you will need to be why they are born leaders. You will need to be why they are born supporters to push and support leaders. I mean, not born say you will not be a leader, but their role is to lead. Say any panel, so you will be leading now, they no deputy. You will be one not there in the service in the say on supporting a leader. Dr. Bawumia did well supporting the Kufuor. But like Aaron and Moses, Aaron was not the apparent heir when Moses died. But to say on it does not work that way. And that's okay. Muhammad also see the Kufuor. Did that happen? No. But then Kufuor Anna Joshua that time. I don't have a man. They did Kufuor point. They didn't do it. They are moving to the kum. I found about Bawumia said and get away from me. Since when?
I've been a mental so it's I won't paint a picture and they say all these shenanigans near brought you in a free baby and Emma.
Of course. And we all know where it wants to lead to. Yeah, because Obia who said MPP for ye new president. MPP for Ghana, we only present a presidential candidate. You put your internal and near candidate. Ghana for never to obey president. Now what they are seeing is that Ghana for no a call for one particular candidate. And to say I am so we not a candidate no fat MPP anymore. Obey me be president of Ghana. Young person here be the be president. It's said me be sister one not dear. Then send MPP and but they to me here prefia. So to me now when you go to me now, do you bench that person?
Yeah. We'll be out in the but yeah, that's what I mean. We have another aspect of this interview. But Prof, what do you make of Samira Diana? He said, on one eye and Nikun shouldn't be, but should it be the time you're not saying Nikun is every second term? 6 months paying opposition. Must I think 2028 as them? Normal.
If you be a posting comment, we say who is representing Bawumia. I don't know if you
now,
know.
where you can't go, and you're not talking about the channel slide. They said you'll be nobody has the right to anything. Yeah, that's why you interview be Wednesday. And yes, a cake in the Abechi General. And
the forces are all of Fonsa, Mohamonsa. Minya Padmo and making reference to a dental constituency. Do you know who used to be the MP for Atta constituency? Do you know the if anything machinations city? Yes. MPP communications officer. Yabwabin was crying, say. Untimenya Jumani mean into common relieving from that side. No mean G sitting. Suye. Not knowing we say Vice President Mia and associated are more supporting. It was a whole lot of okay now.
And I'm now getting why somebody's asking say about me any power here because allegation.
And I make us say you now for no money and me was
yeah.
He lost his seat and ne Dr. Bawumia person besa ye friend say flag bearer no boa se nyame ye na dom na se otimi ba na se MPP fo anya majority in parliament na do you know what is going to happen and kabwa being written in city and 1+ for you oh baby esiko and 1+ is a feather in your cap for the MPP but se nyame eye wadom na otimi ba dia na nka hu say at that time media I say at that time -1 and you dia he say what you of one sound once I better too we say if it by fans who you woni is when I'm saying no say so inti sa
no say all this power any nepotism ne ma ye we I no can be na MPP for lose amanya super minority or parliament
but me near now ball about defense I make nothing out of it. I even applaud her for doing what she's doing. If Ken will sit down and not do the same, I applaud what she's doing. There's a vacuum. When there's a vacuum, there's a vacuum. I don't know any and can no less a person. You should not even talk at this time. You should not even talk at this time. Who crap on and I will preach unity. You know why? Because say we're preaching unity. Now how do you go back and bring these people back to you? You can't. They say, oh, why is that? We are not know from. What you say? They say, oh, now you together. What structure do we use to bring Enema way in our back? Next year, you could now near born some campaign. How do you go to Ken's wife and say, oh, Stella, I'm uncanny, say, Branians, you can't do that. So, but then it's an open field. To me, even though there are leaders, there are structures, it's an open field. And as an open field, I will take it to the extreme, and that is what they are doing.
It is said that and for no sunya abronya the boots for boots. Where's my father when you know the class or
if the leaders
starting a campaign,
if you are politics, and Ghana politics is raw, wicked, chaotic. So if the leaders are not calling them to order, number the big Abronya, regional executive chairman, a former flag bearer, and campaigner. Where rally no koya you? Rally. What do I say? No koya. What stops Ken from doing the same thing? I keep asking this question.
But in also sentiments, the people like Usu Bempamnia, they are also campaigning for Ken. And they are also doing, they are very loud.
Has Usu Bempa mentioned Ken's name? Usu Bempa has been bashing Bawumia. So what I say, it doesn't make him a Ken guy. Usu Bempa, I know, has sour grapes with the campaign and how it went and how he was sidelined. That is what he's been fuming about. But I don't think that Usu Bempa has come out to say, hey, you should vote for Ken. Ken is the best president. Ken is this. Why can't he be so many?
Officially, I don't know if he's campaigning for.
Oh no, it's because I just said your friend is a because he is bashing Bawumia. The natural thing to think about is for Ken. So that is what people are inferencing. They are making inference. Say because all bashing campaign. He has been bashing the campaign since he left, since MPP lost. He's been bashing the way the teams were formed. Even Chromosomal Kwashanti region or no Kwashanti Nibrano, but Yamanankasa. Right. He's been saying it everywhere, but I have never heard him saying, we could be a channel our company for Ken for president, this and this. I've never seen anything that he has authored. I've never seen anything that he has said. But Bawumia, if Abronya is openly and he is talking for campaigning for Dr. Bawumia. Niyere is also there telling us the husband deserves a second chance. Which and America said, I don't fault them. Neither do I blame them. They have every right to do it if.
Generally, we should say just 6 months in opposition. They are normal. Say, is it proper? And you say normal. Is it proper? Say,
it is.
It is suffering from
What's
going on. They're suffering from some condition.
I don't think they are.
Outside the NDC co-position, not 6 months. No. They were not doing this.
And I make a choice say, this is the first time. And I said, maybe I keep going back to evolution. This is the first time you have a lot of non-founding members in positions. The party grassroots don't really give them that maximum respect. What I say? Gone were those days. If Hackman speaks, be quiet.
Yeah.
If your friend say the Rocha speaks, who are you? What I say? If James Mensah speaks, who are you? Anna, Sankophone, they were quote and unquote seemed to be fair. So they seemed quote and unquote
as against the current year, fairness. Okay.
They seemed to be fair, but to say no more about them, I said, I'm out for the do go for pockets. I said they are not their own.
Okay.
For them to be able to call people to order. And Kawaii company for those days, Safo du fee. What I say? Oh, it's Legon. Near Safo du fee, Bunkufu, Pierimo, Rakudobe or JB Darocha or near Fro. You be true and fine. Why me address radio cry from Crown Kubu. Yes, those not calm. Sometimes we call that simmering calm. Attention, woman.
But I say, who is in charge? Because chairman, then I'm the two was a chairman of person home fan. Until chairman in team, the bush also they waiting to the party, some more excusing a kakra.
The chairman home fan actually. If you're chairman home fan actually, and then I'm not here to talk about it.
If you're party in this system structure, as a chairman home fan, the first vice chairman. Because just one person is not the subject of because it's a soft person, you know. So
your friend is saying elections.
Elections na home father.
There be no Kwanambeka on the private issue. Elections, there were so many divisions and you go for be free money and day. Yamfa unity in the core. MP for unity in the core elections. It was fractured then, even before your friend is saying primaries, and it was fractured after the primaries, and it has been fractured since elections. And then and some people are putting the blame on the doorstep of President Ofori for whipping all these MPs, all these chief executives, all these super delegates, all these now to follow Bawumia. Bawumia had 60%. That was the day MPP should have stepped back and say, hey, we have a problem. When they didn't see they had a problem, that is why I saw say MPP is in a big trouble for the next 10 or so years. Because for you to have been, if I say, wait a minute, 60 of your own votes, 60%. This was the first time in MPP's history. And I'm if I say flag bearer, and 60%. I could find on say, if I say,
90 something, bruh.
Say, what you say? This is the first time. Until a whole nurse and camping focus no. We don't think that Bawumia, even within us, is as popular as we think. So, what measures do we have to put in place now? Nanka yen kilisa and popularism about him. Nanka fanko elections. Because that was the time. We say elections, it manifested itself. It's there. MPP now the same vote will be almost every year, close to what they get. MPP for now, I'm going for vote. It wasn't it the same thing that we saw in the primaries? That you can actually pull away what 30% or something.
Yeah.
They chipped away from him. That told you, say he wasn't popular even within MPP4. In the Hono and also Ankasa rebuilding and statue. And yet,
I'm rebuilding Iron West.
And then it's been let loose, even to the point where after the elections, we heard say Dr. Bawumia conceding defeat to President Mahama. They don't even consult President Akufo-Addo. That you see how fractured maybe a bit. Because if you were going to concede, elections, he knows a thing or two. Until what one one just you declare why do you put yourself on the weight? And at the time Akufo-Addo was still the president. He was still the president. He still had the mandate of the people.
Okay.
What you say? It's one thing. You see, me verify. You see, Akufo-Addo friend about 10 times one fan.
Yeah.
And he went on air. That should tell you, say, the fracture not started that.
Yeah. Okay.
So until before Prime Minister Osanka rebuilding, because for you to get 60% of your own Osanka being a vice president for 8 years, that's why distinguishing your own party should bring you resoundingly 90%. Ken should not even
how many were close? Yeah.
Yes, but a one who said no. Maybe who said MPP who said there is a problem, a bigger problem awaiting us that we need to solve. What I'm saying no. MPP is going to be in the MPP number for a long time because that was a big blow. And after elections, before a month to elections, better now. And they predict there are 3-4 reasons why MPP is good, and it came to pass.
Yeah, and they didn't listen to. Yeah.
It came to pass. We talked about low voter turnout within MPP. We talked about if anything, regions normally MPP when if anything regional capitals MPP winning, it won't go in their favor. We said all these things, and it came to pass. Nti hono and Osanka omutimi empanifo no JHOs we hakmanum you can say ukwenum osafumafo should have come back and say eniano munya botradobre you have a problem.
Prof, I think it's very important that some way are okay because they didn't listen. They don't want opposition, and this is a very damning opposition. Yes, our opposition very, very damning. But I'm going to quick one on this Supreme Court issue. But more anything, I don't know. Do you think maybe it's about because I know someone headed towards Congress to do constitutional amendment. National executive election. So, because we said the prof can we I think they must get rid of all the national executives and get new ones. Do you think that that's solve a problem now? Because that's the way I put deep.
Yeah, anybody be now prof can as a be on analysis now about internal contest. I mean, briefly, if Agyapong polling 37%, Bawumia about 61%. SARS 61, Agyapong the end it was an organic vote, right? Agyapong the year in the campaign. Now Bawumia vote. The seeming support from then President Akufo-Addo and Bawumia Nkasa campaign. Sa 61, so Okasa wo cha Obama Akufo-Addo effort say, na Bema Bawumia say. That is what Prof is trying to say, sir. Okay. Even internally, Bawumia votes are Onyanis as a result of the whipping of MPs, of chairmen, of party leadership to go a particular way. The same whipping number, if you are probably, I've spoken to some MPs, I've spoken to some party leadership members. These are MPs because they all admit to say they did what they did because they listened to the old man. They didn't want to be seen say Omo betray old man. Which he was the in this or why bed been so because until they followed that. So it tells us even internally, the popularity of Bawumia wasn't as say the it is not like that.
The popularity to conform.
It is not like that.
Even back then, because I don't know back then, popularity in conform.
Because if you obviously can you lose because of Ken in some kind, and some about Bawumia can and she said the may lose election. Now can Agyapong lose to say. Bawumia na say the e-levy, reshuffle. Bawumia say you have to do petrol, no more. Bawumia say DDE, domestic debt, STB, and some of the Agyapong rule was answering about Bawumia can anyway. Until people are getting blinded, say I can't smart to Ken to move an uncle market. Namonko can say a Ken.
But what about you have to second so in the past, me all trans be also and so on.
If you
Because
have
remember Adum TV, now me want multimedia. Some of the things that MPP they said with Jimmy or more Jimmy, I don't want to say. I mean, some of these comments, no. Other people on the streets who believe this second so went too far. Of course, I don't mean to obey the president and now obey enter race media.
Okay, that comment became a big issue in the run-up to the internal primaries. This is what I did. I went back to Adom FM online, multimedia platform, and I go pull the whole interview with Omanhene. It was like 8 minutes and some seconds. And I listened to the whole video. You know what I did? I posted it on my Facebook wall. I shared it on all MPP platforms and also. You know what MPP for on platform MPP platforms are? Then why are we chastising Ken? And for could try baby or can't say MPP for Jimmy or Jimmy. I want to could try it. But they are not listening to the whole content. It almost say Osafuma for MPP for Kushia Kasa and MPP for recording their command this for 18 Okas MPP for Jimmy. So that's just some Okanaya. Some more party before the Mokas and Marco opponents. Yeah. So people now understood why
the context, yeah.
But many people say attempted what the MPP for them, and that is not true. One of us say, like we are saying, propaganda also counts in elections. Maybe an utterance or assembly, and Agyapong admits where if you are not able to know, he will come and say, if you are with you. For example, and some people Kasai, Etia President Mahama, Yakoshi the Fie, Yajum Shishia. He came and says, no, I went too far. President Mahama, Mr. Fachemi.
They are genuine though, because I have candidates in the office or your presidential candidate.
I can tell you with all honesty, when it comes here, not only Mahama, but leaders, can leaders are Omedia Nimwa, a official work, as I'm sure leaders, irrespective of who they are. Only Chairman Sabun's Chairman Sabun's can tell you that the respect can have for Chairman Sabun's because of the leadership role can bully this. When he goes overboard, he admits, he comes, he apologizes. That is why I expect the young generation, they should learn from such. A leader is the one who admit to say, Adiwe, I was wrong. That is where we need to be as a party. And a big boy. In terms of leadership, you just posted the chairman's family response to the health conditions. If you are minim say, what is asking when the chairman of the party is not able to perform the functions, the first vice chairman takes
first vice chairman, yeah.
In the case of Afoko being suspended, Fred Blade took over and took us to election. Now, if what the family is saying, party no grantia, it means that the first vice chairman of the party now will take the seat as the leader, acting leader of the party.
Okay.
You know why people are having challenges with that? Now, Mpofo was a big issue with that, and especially I'll be blunt here and say Mpofo be Bawumia because they feel Chairman Bute is coming from the central region, and by default, obey Agyapong Adamfo into your best support. That is why at all costs they are pushing Stephen Tim to still be there, and then they will use him as chairman. You are pushing him through for them. So I'm not surprised the family is saying, no, leave our husband, our father, our uncle out of politics and let your own leadership deal. Of course. They of course say one thing be uncle be near
and you also carried in there by force as supporting Agyapong. Is that the case? I don't think that's the case.
Agyapong in 2023 won central region. Obiti Bawumia in central region.
Okay.
Now then Obiti Bawumia, that means central region paying for no Juma man and no supporting. So that is their fear and perception. And this is the
money they this whole politics is the side. Because Obiti Bawumia, of course, what your politics in Bawumia. And to when we are beating Bawumia, quite a good man because then you have the numbers for presidential. It should be an aspect. It shouldn't be a source of victory.
I think one of the one of the errors are, I hope say if you NCBO maybe also a guardian against is the General Secretary role. All the General Secretaries we've had since MPP started, look at them, mentioned by name, mentioned by their respect, mentioned by the fear, not fear as Yuhuna Kakai Gane, but the command they had. Up to your current Kodia. I think where the party had a little challenge is that Kodia, we did not take our time to build Kodia for that role. Because the General Secretary is the executive secretary of the party, the administrator. Kodia served as a regional youth person, moved and headed one of the state institutions about power, and then straightway Uncle Secretary.
It's to support the General Secretary.
Kodia build to that level. But that point where you can stand up to authority, you can look at the Kufuade and tell the Kufuade, say, Papa, what can you, but we as secretary member, Kodia did not have that plan. Like Dan Kokuboche could look at Kufuor to the point that we all heard say, Kufuor that no one that about Kokuboche, Mamiko Yini Frio.
Yeah, money position from more rejected, I think.
And look at how he handled Kokuboche issue. Like Agyapong, tough skin. You can't just go and write over them. The General Secretary currently, we did not take time to build him to that level. Maybe in the first 4 years serving, maybe a man of some experience, or maybe he will need to go back again and reflect and see the future options. But for me, what I'm trying to say is we need a strong, tough leader for General Secretary who have gone through the mill.
Well, clearly, we have a lot of homework. A lot of homework. Because say we have a quick one about CJ Mudiano. Bob, what do you think? Because now, once I in opposition before baby, especially at Tububa time election petition 2012. Oh, now Supreme Court now unanimous FC. Now NDT MPP. Now President Mahama has done the right thing. We're nominating more Supreme Court judges. This whole issue saying unanimous FC as a one person, a constitution. So what do you think about the new people now more airport to win? Just a quick one for
man. Some few minutes ago I said we have to look at the tools we use. We have to go high technology now. AI. One of our main constraints is the recording process, writing longhand, and then the processes by themselves. A lot of people who don't know this always say cases delay unnecessarily. Yes, sometimes it does, but then the procedures we have to see to it that we shorten the procedures and the time limits. Then secondly, I talk about the tools. If we can go AI, said that recordings are done swiftly, so that by the end of the day, whatever everybody says in court is recorded by the machine, and at the end of the day, it's transcribed, and you can just sign. It makes it faster. And then
I think you can only fast track system near there, but generally on the nomination, what do you think?
Anytime I become judiciary once, to me, Ubia a bear appointing to that higher court, appeals court, deserves it. I think that it is right. Under the law, the president has every right to do that. Ethically, I find a problem with it. Ethically. Now, ethics is so the law. Ethically, many presidents now appointing more people on the Supreme Court is not an issue. To me, I don't think that it serves any your friend say or how many cases that has to be adjudicated countrywide. Cases are Nansana me ready obi story wako wi odwan. Onu so akọ remand for almost your friend say 6 months. Odwan yo wako wi odwan. Wako remand 6 months. So, and he said, who appointing before we Supreme Court? Now we have all these backlogs, region, and yet Supreme Court in some way Grand Court Supreme Court. What was be the assembly free upper east name Bokwa Besia Supreme Court. Very rare.
Every combat only when it's a jurisdiction. When you case you are
very rare. And Cranfoya and Shem of Watching was a free tamale. You say the politicians here, Makoma will be free. Yendi was you are crowd was because Supreme Court. Oh, one share and Cranfoya and Shem. What I say? Why wouldn't we put all our energies in making sure, say, never pay king? Yeah. Where? Uko Krobia so come court, making Krupa, come court, and then how poor the country is. Court magistrate court wagon. A circuit court, Pecheche. Bassa. Judges don't feel secure to even go and sit and deliver judgment. And the maybe the anchor, sir, Supreme Court here, a scanning a debate to me in Aka. And got young fan revive your court system. Oh, say, sometimes politicians they look at, oh, you're ready, be free, be free. None be free, what's in a bona, it comes back to bite them. Sanomu, and then also I go forward, yes, or Pile Supreme Court, no Pile Appeals Court. The notion is that President Mahama Suyibi. So, almost
are we not politicizing the Supreme Court?
Now, if you are politicizing Ghana, police service are politicizing Yoko are politicizing we say no pre no setting bail bond. Who is watching us MPP for so bad? They will arrest somebody. They will arrest somebody and put the fence at 1 billion bail bond. What do I say? But me, who say politicians in Ghana are taking us for granted too much. Now, evolution people for coming. This country will also go through the same evolution. You know why? Yes, oh yes, because of free SHS now, President Akufo de buy. People are now becoming literate. The key question is, are they using the literacy for something sensible? Is there a minimum say boys almost around to and your friends say just send them in the end of the year. But if Sankomo de evolution American people, it would have happened in this country very fast. Because President Mahama
and for you, appointments will not be to the Supreme Court, but to be the lower court now. Attempting a year, you must order a fortnight people will be justice. Not a sort of
now, so a second court, a typewriter, type, Obi can type. How well is this person going to transcribe? Not now, judge no court the chambers, not also ready judgment, not hear arguments now. I feel about typewriter and so. Not you know they can, not you know they type.
I mean, about every case, let me involve a too messy. I'm transcribing court proceedings.
Yeah.
I'm one question. I put it to you, say only a Polani die, or see no, I'm transcribing yes.
Yes.
On the basis of that, nobody jail in the 10 years.
Yes.
And judge in the front, we are judging going judges are in 15 years.
Me say
later on, legal aid for practice from going no said that was the until on the basis of that error no more no other jail 8 years out of the 15 years.
If you obi a real dwan obi ko remand na mka che on 6 months. We real dwan
na ya obi so ko wia takwa we wia akole wa bi meko ntiantia no.
Yeah.
Akole wa bi meko boto ba ko ye jeli no 18 months.
Yes.
Meko jeli no.
Say transcripts no here so the
do one guy here to akopra we to signals here to on your plea deal. You see that discrepancy? Yeah, the good one in that or pay who chat the idea bono or no ye plea deal. But the Okoria me ko bottom ya sentence no. Inti boys to be Korea a mobile phone, iPhone na boy 700 Ghana cedis. Ye jail almost 18 years. O me answer. 18 years to prof. Yes.
Almost or a politician or say hey one day election petition in the court. That's why me here so but check on my money and Nema justice delayed, justice denied. And Nema across the whole country. That's it. What they nipa obetuasa Supreme Court judges wake up and then get the head and say, okay, judges, what them say lawyers they are finding it difficult to even to go to the bench in Ghana. Nobody wants to go to the bench. Nobody, because it be anyhow. And I contributed to all these cases. Our backlog go. I contributed to say transcribe here. Okay, so we are meko okomu obi. Say obi akobi ojan 6 months or remand because if you are na court judge no kwa oni ho. Judge no ho no yare who comes in. Inti yen hwe sa nema we nyina na conditions no gare. Yen raise the level of judiciary in our country. Na yen hwe Supreme Court no kwa because elections because our elections e be any easy. On say easy. And then Akufo-Addo EC person appointed and we declare Mahama as president. You see, yes, and you know, evolution neighbor. Now I hope so that we don't look at politicians, political class, because they will come back to bite you.
Okay.
What do you say?
Okay. Minister Prof, you have to go. In Kenya, we have to look at AI now. CJ, judges from air can say about AI. People have AI.
No, judge, no, because it is computer man. Probably be not type of computers.
But I think what he's trying to see is that even technology, proceedings. And then the technology will transcribe without the judges having to write.
What he is saying, near a advanced country, which is very right. Very right. Name see what the AI got to have. I will light and the quite say boo. Won't tackle any money we acquire a cocoa, acquire a crap, Monchimonka, and yet Papa Babukrana.
Translation
AI technology. When you say AI neighbor, you have to bring computers. Computers is 8 minutes Musa or say air condition. When you say air course, in Kunya say what a court in our refurbishing or say court no proper security. Yeah, your court. Oh yeah,
now we court. Me now be a court reporter or saying so. Now me and that brown and a court ni shemre mu achi. Before we do court no come be fa abosum fie.
Efia. Me mo kuri di na say general say juma dey ko pie ni ma baby. When him say court home. After 5, I hold the Nyanda. I Kwasiada, I hold a V4, a Kwashi V. We have 1 month for Agyapong 9 and oh, Yedim Hodina. And no, see, I hear him into judges in the person of court. Also, see, I hear near come once and your money, your friends are lively. Not young, I like
that point. I think you should make it possibly say the issue should not be about appointing people to the higher court, but resourcing them.
Yes, now lawyers now. But you say Ghana will be a law, but most of them are going to private practice. Or be a court bench, and the bench is suffering. The bench is suffering. Bench is suffering. It's suffering in the rural areas, in the districts, in the constituencies. It's suffering. And there will be a year of person of Mansu court because or the papa headache. Okay, on the secret shop. Or Papa Penino on what's in crying. And on any to us or chance as a home answer. Judge, a machine to a Jay, no, you buy a 2K28, wine. Now, you boo us. Say, a 7 you did beam so default. And so Kakumwa on your lawyer to represent the president because Onya, if anything, a second year. Near 45 legal aid. It's me bois or more money being young for second question. That's it because of America. Everybody is represented. Regardless of money or no money or whatever. Public defenders. I am buying this guy who me taxes or more tax on Muchiam. And the activity actor was said, Munya public defender or Bia or see a better try to be a man judgment. Bia has to be defended. So, said the Baya or more team crash any Cromia than
what I was saying, and they say, and you open that and come Mahama. I think it's a very important point. We are playing with it, but a very serious issue because if I tell you that every week the cases I see are in Rantier, they shouldn't go to jail.
No,
they only hear from Boko jail.
In your jail, remand, obit that remand 4 months. Are they?
Oh, well, Prof, what's it 4 months?
Okay, funny case.
Obit down 9 years. It's one of the we can't command the frame in the catchings. I've been one to a year or so. 9 years, remand.
Sales, and then could be sales, but that sells 2 weeks in the sales. And then one lawyers and I'm habeas corpus. Maybe what?
That's not what go say o say file. Ya file who lawyer be file. I say ya fam.
Go mo ni na die. Na say na afia say
Ya flip you grab a prof. Ni ma offense senkete detail steal ni ade no. O bet na be but here ni no ni lawyer na lawyer na train say. Video.
And no na make say public aid say offense public defenders anka police for makoche. When you say mobisa also need to be a lawyer, you report to the offense judiciary. Not judiciary say okay, your public defenders they rush go to the person's aid, produce the body offense we have this corpus. Yeah, I docket amano. Simple. And no say the nyema shishim. You per se advance here. If you can say ubiti dancer. Uni legal aid. Ubiti pecheche uni legal aid. But you fear say you pay investors about room. One thing, some international business, one thing investors look for is a judiciary system. If I come and invest here, would I get justice as a foreigner? Would I get justice? If I have a case with an indigene near the court, as a foreigner from US, from Germany, from Nigeria, would I get justice? That's what they look at. Almost the justice system is shaky, and I will not bring my $100,000 and invest. No. Investment is made by a baba no church marry dancer. I want to offense a body fool, person me body fool. I want to person me a bunch. Na my starch was a cross. Me men kind. And my casa me court, teshi court, and my me go board court. No. Dancer and also me file case. Dancer is so I want to punch that. Na me obi ono osi hene. Me no hene bi ti promo chimanso. Me free Nigeria. How would I get justice?
Yeah.
How would I get
justice? Obviously, say problem share political cases in the court and check na ye but in here for no land the near obi afo obi kunu e court be de o ni ewie.
Because politicians
Agyapong case here musi genocide and check na case ye hu de be kwa go kai.
Because politicians
politicians and check.
Yes.
Election petition card also almost 6 months ye
yeah,
but in many cases, about 10 years now down court.
And before so bad, almost about the Supreme Court. Near na Supreme Court for more than a whole class of your friends say a JSS4. No could be 50. Na Supreme Court judges who need to boka. Meanwhile, I see only na say, and your papa, now for the dem rough. Some of we are teaching be a cool gang for them 6 years. You be a cool or them or for them 4 months. If you are broadening the conversation, these are all productive resources.
Yeah.
How are they going to be productive for the country? And yet lawful. Why jailing wrongfully? 1, the person is not contributing anything to society. 2, national income will suffer. Gross domestic product will suffer because they are not contributing anything to the country. Meanwhile, miss trial and then I was say on nerve, on school, on your Sabo as ama on minus abo na hoka. What you say? Meanwhile, you pack Supreme Court, I'm a bungalows, I'm a cars. Minu, I'm a event say we ATM bafu or co retirement is what or suddenly pay so called retirement. What you say? Na ase ho nyina go.
Yo.
That's not odi o man so say. Supreme judge na dey o man no. Timemufo na wo omo go jail na omo ko wia banchi na omo ko wia omo na omo di bu o man no. Omo so na contribute productively to the event say we o man no. Also omo nyina na omo nyina go jail through no fault.
In fact, Prof, asem ya anya kan kura timemufo no kwa so enje dey hia o man. Sometimes when oka political issue they like it more than to better asem e for omo no. Come on, problem. But
na make us mo kasa ni na mo.
Ai.
Am ba na ma be hore e di atem sa no mo ko. Because you kasa ni me ka ho asem.
I know, right? But I'm going to views on this because Prof can say obi abo be or the nko be pa go Supreme Court. Na see one e get justice for here for no. Come mo jail ni am not telling ma ba be bo am. E jail o mi na wrong thing.
If you maybe I'm a Prof ya number 1 here. So who appointed obi to the Supreme Court? Bosome nipa ne bebo ne ho kase. Na sa nipa ba ko ne kana ye bebo. So ya mfa sa nipa. Na emum ye fa no wo another area mabunu bebe hia adwuma e betimi afa nipa bebo say. Then you wait and see, say, Supreme Court judges say, I'm fine with Bianco Council here. Omo betimi aye adwuma no emabuna ye human no say am for man ko ma system be say you see we need thinkers when it comes to the public purse yesu say your wage bill endorse meanwhile aban sika akesesem so gina omo aye bo mo ka kese ne fa wo na den ye wi na esa besu say aban ebre ye nya sika e stay ni na tuaka because yakatu ni nyina no positions are if you say a bit boy and I ever found when you two mukakesi than say, oh my, before no be you my boy mine, if you attach baby abo. NPP Becon when you say your work, Supreme Court appointees, I have vet you, ma, young Kauma, some year old.
Yes, Nikai.
Oh, more.
It's almost like the other man for appointing you one.
And the one, and a Kufado corner, Mahama, almost as a baby over day. Say Parliament local kushia eno mo be kan bi on agioma tu anasa say yes e kufa bi ese be kan ho anasa say majority no yen NDC won ti no say yen interview obi dia yen de be ko kufa de kon de omo ko so ahange ho. What are we doing to ourselves as citizens? Me na me feel say minim we are practicing the British American system maybe of democracy legal system. But could we get to a point where we can say government will still support judiciary, but you judiciary find a way a more be call for the year? Yet what the minimum call for by a baby, but make sure say the principle of fairness here. Oh, it's a judicial council and function. Say why
appointment of judges to the Supreme Court. Yen GP president, judicial council.
Politicians and some
politics no does.
You be a politicize. Everything we do a politicize. You remember MPP or opposition? Hey, judiciary abandon to NDC opposition. Hey, abandon to judiciary. And why? All because our banner better appointing for a deal about benches. Meaning lawyer be our son. Ya twina to the bench as a magistrate but was one but the ending. Saturday. I saw no what's now I arrested to the Biasori court to Naboka courts now. Won't me up in your water and but the lawyers are running away from that. Menoka say your magistrate or the magistrate are check and your ma call your Oma, your trained magistrate, career magistrate.
From lay magistrates.
A bit what now they are just seeking input to upgrade Omo law school and they can't even get admission to law school to upgrade you. Meanwhile, your resources no say I can fund the far near for go. Meanwhile, the magistrates now are lower court district are in a young no. What's not more cases Supreme Court in here than better now. So, who say, you're 10 no, you will problem back on to say you be politics a free one. You to mean solve it in you. Now, it is time I made me feel say, judges are appointed to money. Maybe a today be a woman so they can stand up and say because I'm sure that there will be some judges and if President Mahama appointed 4 judges to the Supreme Court, they will say what are we doing with also and yet especially the market society.
So your president should be bold enough to reject some of the appointments.
And say no, I have senior colleagues there. Even see me because there were just 5 people way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 way. Oh, Supreme Court I mean say as a judge, over some of my Ghana. If they won't answer my my load your money baby. They should be almost cancer. Ebema politicians at national say, and you be behind you beat me and your way at the apple. Sometimes I discipline better. But on also sort of officer, hey, my brother, Supreme Court, Supreme Court, you who may SC judge. Maybe I didn't dissenting. If you were by me, you become the Bafo Agyapong dissenting. And you know, they can't also say, yeah, above. At the number of Supreme judges.
I captured Article 71 for
exactly. owie ne dwumadi kwa na ko tena fi a niema a woje di akọ hwa ye behwe no. So the bill no on our wage no so too much that we will still be pushing people there. Mesre send you can. If a team will rise and then give some of these recommendations to the hearing of the president in the idea. I mean, a bad in there, but as you guys keep on knocking, maybe one day it will fall on good ears and then they will listen and say,
I think the important point there, the lower courts. Yeah, proper. There's another case at Beshi. When you say Dowenia house, Ashama put Dowenia. You have seen a cousin. And he had friends who be believing no boy so believing. No, this one complain or complain. Or do one complain and for every and say now, quiet in the voice, that's all come for one of the Robbie and he he spent 13 years in jail. By the time I got for 5 cases to move room, I said, oh, when you know, the only identification that the complainants were able to identify in court and at the police station in was the voice.
Not even facial recognition.
Robbery. Now go see akodem. Then I may have to one with TV so near Jake Katani the man.
Nene obi kasa wa front. Only pa kwenfa funa mkasa obi say Romeo ni ana Padmon am then they can say because my senior brother. So kasa na mkasa, yemi nu kasa which one is talking. So your voice it miss. It is all pick obi say voice wey dey matipen. Now when your facial recognition and can say you wait me who now. And like you say obi awaku wiamako. How difficult would it be so obi wiamako e plead to return makuna continue? That obi millions of Ghana cedis only the plead so we are 100 million now over 60 million now 40 million. And we are living now yet 20 years just say this is the system we are running. Obi we are pointing. Say Mr. Mama membra meet me aye adwuma to akonchina manipa. Yes there be am. We know say chrono didn't do too many yabe. But don't know na 5 billion there or the 800 million back a plea deal like yeah Jan. Well, being a lawyer, I mean you can speak better to that. But common sense.
Because baby important me say plea deal no your law po. So Inti ono no here ni na akowia mekodo so only be the inti no akowia mekodo so this God be follow na chance you have this opportunity or law you bet me inti do one me say me am be a court reporter there are so many occasions there think you mo go mo ye translation no court no if you want to do different what you may or me different until here they don't understand the process inti we need to take it as a topic on its own and discuss it because me lecture been on cancer law here anya lawyers we are everyday people we need to push for the changes and yes I be stay you know nti ma me na want to Padmon nyakobo sha
let me shout
that's the baby here Padmon kama honorable Kennedy Agyapong so but prof Jube Osu Nyameche so be joining on so Central State University so lecturer prof here that's so and so be boy we'll take on the judges issue, judiciary issue, and talk about local grassroots courts.
We should be tackling it in terms of political, economics, and investment with the judiciary.
We will do that.
It has a very, very wide-ranging implications on the economy.
We'll do that. Prof. And now I think we said now to be boy. Because the debate here to Mr. Wednesday, why Wednesday? Because now you have to say a line back for saying about Obi abet me after phone, obet me connect you online here. They person abroad in. It's in Agyapong yard me better ask. If I'm film lady, if you thank you so much and mo join here na ye di jasu me dey